What's up, sons? It's Blind Red with Sunrotech once again, and I'm finally back out here at the farm. As you can tell, not much is running. We only have two GPU rigs running, the RTX 3000 series rig and the RX 6000 series rig. And unfortunately, I had an RTX 3090 die on me yesterday playing Modern Warfare 2 over on twitch.tv/blindred. If you ever want to come hang out and play games with me, check that out over there. So I actually swapped out another 3090 for the 3080 Ti and the 30 series rig. So there's actually not a 3080 Ti being tested. Reasoning for that is because we were having memory module issues on the 3090 in my main rig, and I just didn't want to deal with it, and I wanted to get back up and running. And the 3080 Ti only has, of course, the thermal pads on the front of the card and not on the back of the PCB, where they end up having issues. And Modern Warfare 2 seems to be pretty demanding on VRAM. So, you know, I didn't want to have it, like, oddly enough, be Modern Warfare 2 that is burning up all my 3090s because of the VRAM usage. That being said, today is about Dogecoin. You guys might not be familiar quite yet with the fact that Dogecoin is strongly tied to, well, essentially the whims of a particular person that purchased Twitter, Mr. Musk, and as a result, of course, we are seeing a pump of above 10 cents per Dogecoin. And that means that, yes, we are able to turn on some Litecoin miners, Dogecoin merge miners. If you guys are not familiar, script miners, which is the algorithm for Dogecoin, are able to mine two coins at the same time. The most popular secondary coin for merge mining is Litecoin, meaning that basically you will get paid out in both Litecoin and Dogecoin for these particular miners. And we have a couple over here to show you guys, so we're going to go ahead and get them turned on now. So the first one and the most famous is going to be down here. It's going to be an L3 Plus, and we actually have, this fan's getting pretty old. This L3 Plus we've had for a few years now. We purchased it during the last bear market in 2018 for about $75, and it has more than paid for itself after the last bull run. And it's going to get turned back on and give us some goodness. So I'm going to spin that up. You can see it coming on, and then we'll check out, of course, everything else here in a little bit. Now, the next one that we have is way up here. And these are actually all plugged in together. There's a library coin miner, an HNS miner, and then over here is the Vosk coin, famous Dogecoin mini miner, and this is the one that we're going to get turned on, but they'll all turn on at once for us. That being said, you know, we're just gonna pop it on and then probably leave them all running, because it's not really that big of a deal to leave them all running, in my humble opinion. If I can find the button with fumble around with my finger up here. Over here somewhere. Oh no. There we go. I can feel the air pumping. And boom. And then finally, down here where we have, and we got to get up and running, is the X5. Now this one in particular was running for a little bit and then it quit working. It appears to be a power supply issue, so we're going to be replacing the power supply today. This particular X5 we picked up from Coastal Crypto Mining. Down in the description below we'll have a link to the affiliate for Coastal Crypto Mining. The X5s are absolute beasts, and we're also going to be talking about how you can overclock and underclock this particular unit. And there's some videos over on Coastal Crypto Mining YouTube channel as well. You can check out for that. Remember, Coastal Crypto Mining has the SOAT promo code where you can get 5% off your purchase over there. So let's go ahead and get this unplugged, plug in a new power supply, and see if that resolves the issue. If it doesn't, then we'll probably have to reconvene from there. I'm really hoping to get this X5 up and running though today, and then of course get you guys a full review and everything. Unfortunately, the power supply only lasted about a week for us before it went down. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and set you guys down over here. Alright, so first things first is just going to be getting all of these power cables unplugged from this 2,000 watt power supply that was shipped with the miner. Now the X5 in particular, we're going to go ahead and look the specifications up on and get a big enough power supply for it. Alright, so if I take a look at the page here real quick, it does look like at the top of the overclock in the hash rate mode, it's 850 megahash a second at 1450 watts. which means we do want a 2,000 watt power supply plugged in. If we ran it at balanced, we could be at 990 watts, but I'd rather not. And unfortunately, that does mean that I really only have a few options. We're actually going to snag a power supply, I think, here from Mining Cave. 1,800 watts. This one will do it, boys. That gives us 20% overhead, right? Let's see. 140, 300, it's, yeah, just right. 1,800 watts will give us exactly that. Here we go. So we're going to utilize this Bitmain power supply here. And this one in particular, we just did the model search, is going to be the 1,800 watt APW7. Hopefully this will work good with this X5. Let's make sure we have enough power plugs and all that too. Just enough 6 pins coming off of it too, it looks like, with one to spare, potentially here. Yeah, we should have swapped this over to this side. Yeah. Then that just mounts up right nicely there. We are all plugged up and all good. Let's go ahead and get it plugged in and see if that resolves our issue. Really hoping it does. All right. Now I should have this ready. I thought I had an extra power cable ready, but maybe not. Let me find one. And peanut oil. So the power supply failed on us, but we are back up and running, it looks like. Well, it started to spin up. Yeah, we still got a red light. Fan's coming back on. We'll check the portal in just a second. So the power supply that went out on us, let's find that one again. We were going to use this Mining Cave power supply, but we didn't. But this is the power supply that broke. And this was, there we go. So this is the power supply that broke. I never heard of this brand before. It did come from Coastal Crypto, but unfortunately, it's a no-go. So, Bitmain power supply is pretty solid. Hopefully that'll be good to go. Let's go ahead and take a look and get logged in and see what kind of hash rates we're getting on all of these machines. Okay. Well, I'm going to try to make this readable for me as well. So I'm going to grab you can always grab Advanced IP Scanner, my favorite tool for finding everything that's on my network, especially as it pertains to the ASIC miners, because that's how you can get in real easy. So this would be one of the Goldshell miners that we just turned back on. This is the Handshake miner. Not too interested in that. This one in particular would be the Library miner. Not interested in that today, but definitely check me out on Library and Odyssey. So we should have this one. Yeah, is going to be, so this one is going to be our L3 Plus. And the L3 Plus right now appears to be doing about 500 mega hash a second. And I don't have wattage for you guys right now, unfortunately, but I believe we can look that up as well. Power usage is 800 watts, so we'll get miner stat up here. Oh, we can do merge mining, so that's good. So we're going to do Doge. You could do Digibyte plus Doge as well, which probably would be a good one too. Let's just try, well, let's look at all of them, right? So let's look at Digibyte plus Doge. If that's 100 mega hash a second, that's 0.18 or 0.018. If we did Litecoin plus Doge, is it more or less? 0.017. So it's a little less to do Litecoin plus Doge. You can make a little bit more money with merge mining Digibyte and Doge right now. And then if we plugged in the numbers at 10 cents a kilowatt hour with 500 mega hash a second on the L3 Plus and 800 watts at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, you are technically, it looks like over the day, losing about 20 cents a day according to this currently. with Digibyte plus Doge. If we clock down to 5 cents a kilowatt hour, you're making 75 cents a day. Does that seem right? Let's see, estimated profit. It says over an hour though, you're making a penny an hour, which means you should be making 24 cents an hour if that calculates out right. We'll have to go ahead and figure this out a little bit later, I suppose, or dig into this a little bit more as well. But obviously, we could just do Doge alone as well. And if we did just Doge at 500 megahash a second with 800 watts, we would be, according to the calculator, losing about 67 cents a day. But if we go back down to 5.5 cents a kilowatt hour, not 50 cents, we're making 28 cents a day. Power cost is everything these days. Now this is the last 24 hours, so your current, which is the important, and that's why these numbers are off, we would be making 20 cents a day based off of essentially the last 24 hours, right? So, or the last hour, meaning that essentially at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, you are profitable by 20 cents a day on the L3 Plus. So let's go ahead and take a look at the other ones as well. We might have to scan again. That is the Bitcoin miner. This is the Goldshell Mini Doge, which is currently doing 192 megahash a second. It's about 235 watts. So we're going to go back over here to our calculator. 183 megahash a second at 235 watts. It makes about 9/10 of a penny, almost a penny every hour over the past hour. The last 24 starting to average out here to about $6 or 6 cents a day on the Mini Doge at 10 cents a kilowatt hour. And then let's go ahead and scan again and try to find our X5 again as well. I think this is the last one. Oh no, go to English. There we go. 622 megahash a second. It's in the low power mode right now. And I can't even get logged in. Oh, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get ourselves into high power mode. Apply that out. We'll show you guys some tricks here at a later date too, how you can actually boost this even further. Get a refresh, give it a little bit more time, and then we'll get this going. Yeah. It's starting to pump up a little bit. It's taking a little bit. We might have to restart the mining. So we'll do system, restart the miner. There we go. And then the Goldshell X5 should give us, we'll double check it, 850 megahash a second at 1450 watts. 850 at 1450. If we calculate that out at 10 cents a kilowatt hour over the past hour, you are at basically the same profitability, which is really interesting. As far as efficiency goes across the board, it looks like the L3 Plus, the X5, as well as the Doge Mini all essentially have the same efficiency as far as profitability, or same profitability after power, right? So about a penny a day, no matter which, or a penny an hour, excuse me, about 24 cents a day regardless, which is really kind of funny. Of course, this is changing a lot very quickly, right? So if we go back to the 500 megahash a second at the 800 watts on the L3 Plus, it's about a penny a day. And then if we go to the 185 megahash a second at 235 watts, we are at a penny a day. So about a penny a day, regardless of the unit, or sorry, a penny an hour, excuse me, regardless of the unit you purchase right now, which is really interesting. So essentially putting all three of these rigs together, we're almost at 60 cents a day in Dogecoin. And of course, Digibyte. So there you go, guys. We have all of our Dogecoin miners back up and running, all of our script miners. We have, of course, the Goldshell X5, which is the latest one that we got repaired today. We have the Mini, or basically the Vosscoin Dogecoin box, and then we have the L3 Plus. Right now, like profitability as far as on all of them appears to be exactly the same based on power versus power consumption and so on. I'm gonna have to look at that a little bit more closely, I think, later on. But we are profitable. It is becoming profitable right now due to, once again, that pump with Elon Musk buying Twitter, and that's really the only reason. You'd have to have a pretty big farm of these for it to be worth it, of course, and in general, you do have the competition of the L7, and those units are going for about $10,000 a piece, and they are going to probably go up in cost as they're going to be the only profitable miner really at a grand scale. Those Antminer L7s are probably going to go like hotcakes, because if you're mining right now and you got the power, the only thing that's really profitable, you know, especially with the power cost rising on everybody, is going to be, oddly enough, the Doge. So hashtag Doge to $1. Please share the video out, hit the like, comment, subscribe, and notification bells down below. And Dogecoin is profitable again. I'll see you next Tuesday. For additional content that also goes into more opinionated pieces surrounding the politics around crypto, make sure you check out sonofatech.locals.com. There you can become a member for free, or even choose to support for basically additional content at $5 a month. It's helping me stay alive through the crypto winter.